Laura, I just had the opportunity, my used car manager just had the opportunity to take a look at your Forester. It was a 2014 Forester that you're looking to trade in.
Yeah.
Great news. He really likes the vehicle, and he's prepared an offer of that car for $11,000 is what he can offer you for your car as a trade-in.
Right. Thank you so much for the offer that you just gave. It was really generous, but it's low. It's a little low.
Well, when you say low, what exactly do you mean by low?
I've done some research.
Yeah.
And that research has told me that I think you're lowballing me.
Why lowballing you? I mean, my used car manager took a look at the car. Nice car. He said it was in relatively good shape, and he was impressed with the vehicle, but he thought it was worth $11,000.
Well, I've looked at some similar cars to my 2014 Forester online.
Okay.
And that's led me to believe that the offer that you're giving me is considerably lower than it should be. So I understand you might not be able to offer me retail, but I do think the number that you gave me is still too low.
Listen, I understand what you're looking at are the retail numbers that these vehicles are selling for. Obviously we can't buy it for the retail amount. We have to buy it for less than that so that we can do the requisite reconditioning and then put it in the marketplace and sell it at retail. If I could raise my the offer from $11,000 to $11,500, would that would work, wouldn't it?
$500 is appreciated, but I'm sorry, it's not nearly enough. So what I did is before I came in here, I went online and I found a way to see multiple cash offers in one place. Those companies like Carvana and Vroom and places like that offer to buy your car. You've seen those, right?
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
So I went to another website, joinyaa.com, and I typed in the information about my Forester, and that website actually let me know that my car could be worth $15,000.
Wow. I've heard about that Join YAA. I hate those people. They've made my life miserable. But having said that, $15,000 is probably the high end of what your vehicle might be worth. If I could get at 11.5, I could get my boss to go another $750. 13. What would that be? 11.5, 13,250. Would that work?
Randomly throwing some numbers out.
I am because I can. No, really. If we could get you, we're at 11.5. So if I could get you another 750, if I could get you to 12,250, would that work?
That's still too low for me, unfortunately. What about 14.5?
I think 14.5 would probably be a stretch for us. Now you realize in this state that you get a tax savings when you trade your car. If I could get close to the 14.5, including the tax savings, would that work? So let's say I could get to 14,000, and when you factor in the tax savings, it would bring you to the 14.5. That would work for you, wouldn't it?
Right. I appreciate what you're saying. What I would like to do is treat this as two separate transactions. Buying a car and selling a car totally separate. I just want to make sure I'm getting the most value.
Well, and we want you to get the most value. I mean, this whole thing doesn't come together unless we can figure out how to make it all work. But part of making it all work is realizing that there is a significant tax savings by trading in your vehicle. With your tax savings, it actually works out to more than 14.5. Then you're ahead of the game. If we can give you $14,000, I have to try the best I can to mitigate our potentials. Because we don't know exactly everything we're going to need to spend to make the car lot ready to retail it. So there's some gray areas for us.
Can you answer one question for me, Ray?
It depends what that question is, Laura.
So not even 10 minutes ago, you first offered me $11,000 for my car. Now we're up at 14.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, every vehicle has a value. And when we look at a car, we look at a vehicle and we say to ourselves, what would we really like to own it for? And the used car manager would really like to own it for $11,000. That would, after all, we are in business as a profit-making organization, so that would allow us the opportunity to maximize our profit on the vehicle. And then the used car manager has in mind what he thinks would be a fair value for the car, above and beyond what he'd like to really get it for. And he has typically a third number in his head, which is the number he would be willing to push himself to stretch in order to be able to make a car deal with somebody. So, yeah, there's a $3,000 spread between those numbers. We're at the
Gotcha.
upper end.
Yeah.
So
So you're telling me this is as high as you can go?
I just went through the three scenarios with you, the amount that he would like to be able to basically steal your car for. Hate to use that term, but that's what he was trying to do. Then we went up to the amount that he thought your car was really worth. And now he's pushed himself to the amount that he thinks it would take, that the maximum amount he's willing to spend in order to trade that car and still be able to retail it on our lot. So yes, what I'm saying is we can offer you $14,000. That's what we can offer. That's what we can do.
Okay. So if we can sit down and you can show me the math
Sure.
with how that sales tax stuff works out, then,
Well-
I think we have a deal.
Well, here's what I can do for you. I actually have a calculator on my phone. Let's pull that up. Take 14,000 times 6%. And that's $840. So, in essence, you're getting $14,840 for your car with the tax savings.
I already being here, it's going to make it much easier for me to do this
Sure.
all with you. And given that the difference is less than $200, I think that's worth it for me. So you know what? You've got yourself a deal.
Terrific.
14.
Thank you so much.